He fucking did the Mortal Kombat Kano fatality on him. Okay? He punched through his fucking chest. He grabs his fucking heart. He pulls it out. The dude's still alive.
Oh,
John Rambo is like taking care of his niece, right? And her father abandoned her, and so she wants to ask her biological father why. Why did you leave me and mom? And she wants to get answers. The father, a friend of hers, located her father in Mexico, and that's why she went down below. Yeah. And that's when all shit and all hell broke loose, right? But the thing is now you got fucking Rambo here, going down to Mexico, trying to get his daughter back. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, it's the full-blown pedal to the metal, take me on this fucking ride, and it doesn't slow down.
Also, this is one of the first times I feel like Rambo steps into somebody else's world. Because that first introduction to these bad guys, if you will, it doesn't go so well for him.
Oh, no.
And I didn't expect that.
Yeah, he got the Trollo beatdown.
Yeah.
he got his ass kicked
he got jumped.
Yeah, he got jumped.
He just straight got jumped.
So he goes down there. His daughter, I'm just going to refer to her as the daughter. I know it's the niece, but I'm just going to say the daughter. Daughter gets kidnapped. He goes down there to kind of find her. He finds her, but the bad guys, they kind of know that he's in the area. They kind of spotted him snooping around, follow him, beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, oh man, you should have fucking killed this motherfucker. Right? And dude, you started laughing a couple times.
Well, I
thought, dude, I got embarrassed a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this guy's laughing. I think it's because of the dialogue.
The dialogue? Okay, we'll get to that. But yeah.
The dialogue, so he gets kicked, he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking, oh, it's over. Fucking Rambo, he's going to just heal up and then he's going to fuck you up.
Look, I think the other movies dealing with the POWs, it's a fucked up thing. But this movie exposes you to some really, fucked up underworld shit.
Yeah.
And it's, when you see what's going on, it's that's twisted. That's... if that really... I mean, it's happening. We can't say that it's not happening, but to fall into something like that the way she did, that's a conundrum.
That's fucked up. She pretty much got kidnapped by people, Mexicans that use girls as prostitutes, basically, as sex slaves.
You have this bar where they use to get these prostitutes and just literally keep them drugged so they can't escape. Yeah, and basically, they're so drugged that they're dependent on the drug.
Yeah.
So they don't want to go through the withdrawal.
They're treated like cattle.
Yeah.
Essentially, right?
Terrible.
So it's kind of... I will say, sometimes I watch movies that have, Mexican dialogue in it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking, something is off right with the Spanish. Something sometimes I think, no one talks that way.
Oh, no, these guys talk the way I talk.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I laugh. Exactly.
He's what did he see? Because he grabs his knife and he's like, "Curito cuchillo, güey." I'm like, what the fuck? To me, it pulled me out because it's like,
what?
Me, not like that. It's just sort of because it's dialogue I know, lingo I use.
But that's the thing that pulled me even deeper in because I'm like, that's exactly how I talk if I were to speak Spanish. Okay, now if I have a Mexican friend next to me, the words that they specifically used are
very common
words,
in our
right?
Circle, yeah. So,
and they kind of deliver them in the way we would deliver them.
So you're getting a glimpse into a real world of how guys really talk like this. So that's why I laughed.
Yeah. But I was surprised that you laughed at some of the dialogue because I'm like, man, this is great dialogue.
No, it's really good, but I just laughed because I couldn't believe they got it so right.
So after Stallone gets healed up, after the Beetle brute down, the Beetle, what the fuck? I went full Joe Biden.
Brutal beatdown, yeah.
The brutal beatdown. He starts going on a rampage, bro. Now oh my god.
This is just a taste of what's to come.
Oh my god. Dude, my favorite scene, right? He when he kills he's after these two brothers called the Martinez brothers, and there's a skinny one and a kind of a beefier one, right?
He's a little more built.
He kills the skinny one first to send the message to the other brother, right? But bro, the way Rambo kills in this is like so like in the middle of the movie. I'm like, I started clapping in the middle of the movie. Because I was just like, he's out John Wicking John Wick.
Let's talk Rambo here for a second. What is your favorite method of John Rambo's kills? Because we've seen a lot of shit across these 5 movies.
We've seen Rambo do like camouflage, mud all over the face, with a knife, bow and arrow, full blown machine guns,
using the rain for stealth,
hand to hand combat. Yeah. We've seen John Rambo kill every which way, right? But this movie kind of had a more visceral, kind of primal, fucking thing to it.
John Rambo always liked like knives, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think in the 4th one, he gets into actually making in the 4th one he gets into making his own blades. He gets into blacksmithing, yeah. So he has
fact check him.
He's got an arsenal of knives at his disposal in this movie.
Yeah,
and he uses them.
He even gives his niece.
Oh yeah,
a knife,
a letter opener,
letter opener, right? But it's a fucking knife,
right?
So it's so funny, dude. This fucking movie made me tear up and cry.
Oh yeah, this is really
I couldn't believe
personal movie, and it sucks because. In every movie, it's like he never gets a fucking break. He just never gets a fucking break.
So I see that's what made it so sad for me, right? So it's like, first of all, I'm kind of like John Rambo in the sense that. Let me rephrase that.
You're John Rambo in the sense
because I'm a killer. I'm a bad motherfucker. I'll hunt your ass down. Oh, no. What I mean is, I love the way John Rambo was living here.
Yeah.
I love dude, I've always been a big fan of like ranch living, horses, the simple fucking life. Right. You work
just
to
the basic
property,
needs,
basic needs. And I'll probably have that when I'm like 60, 70 or something like that. So I'm thinking of this and I'm seeing all these beautiful landscaping shots, his beautiful ranch, and it's just like, oh man, he's actually he's at peace. He has his niece that he's taken care of, that he really loves. And then all of a sudden, this fucking thing happens to him. And spoiler: when he rescues her, the scene that made me cry is he rescues her after battling these pimps in a whorehouse. She's all battered up, cut up, drugged up, sexed up. I mean, she looks bad. Yeah, lips are all fucking dried up and shit. Yeah. And he's driving her home back to the United States, right? And he's telling her how much he loves her.
That she has a whole life ahead of her to live and all these things she has to do.
It's not your fault or whatever. Right. She's still drugged up and beat up bad. Yeah. She can't even respond very well to him, right? And then as he's pouring out his heart, she you just see one tear and then she just passes away on the way home. Yeah. Oh man!
That was a pretty fucked up scene.
Yeah, and then they go back to the ranch and they're just kind of like not the mom. She was kind of
the caretaker.
Yeah,
she's been with the family,
like a maid or
like a house hand, right? She helps around the house. Yeah.
And she obviously sees this girl as her daughter as well, so it's kind of like that whole scene.
Oh, that scene's tough. Because she wants to see her, right? So she runs right up to the truck and he stops her halfway and then.
Oh my god, that's the thing that did it to me. I was like, oh my god, I hope no one's seeing, but I'm fucking tearing up here. Oh man. And I just thought, I had the John Wick moment. I was like, fuck those guys.
See, another thing about this movie is that I'm so used to seeing old man Stallone. Right? So this is old man Rambo. And I felt like maybe I would see too much of Stallone in this, but no, it's straight up John Rambo.
Yeah.
The thing that throws me off is he has a lot of dialogue, and obviously in like the first 2-3 movies he doesn't really talk a lot. He talks more in the fourth one, but it's a different John Rambo for sure. It's not
he's the old man Rambo.
Yeah, I feel like before everything goes wrong, he's come to peace with things, and he's able to settle his mind.
Yeah.
So when he gets pulled in, it just makes it that much more satisfying to get the John Rambo we know.
Yeah, and just let's take a moment here to talk about just some of the deaths. There's some fucking graphic deaths in here. I'm talking about like, okay, so one of my favorite scenes here.
Cinematic deaths,
yeah. One of my favorite scenes here is when he. So the way the girl got kidnapped is, I'm gonna call him the scout, the man in the bar. He's the scout, and the scout brought her over to the main bad guys,
which was her friend.
No, so the friend takes her to the bar. Mm-hmm. This Mexican scout,
he's the one that slips her the drink.
He's the one that drugs her,
right.
And then the scout brings her to the main bad guys, and that's when all hell breaks loose, right? So, but he needs to talk to the scout to know where the fuck she is, right?
Dude, yeah.
And so the way he does it is like he takes him out back, stabs him in his fucking leg, and I'm just like, you see it all. It's not the camera doesn't cut away.
He pounds his chest with the butt of the blade,
breaks his
clavicle, well, his sternum.
Oh, was it a sternum?
Yeah,
I thought it was his clavicle bone because he reached.
It was his clavicle. I thought it was like it was a rib.
It might have been a fucking rib.
Because at first I thought he was pushing so deep. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, because he put his thumb in the neck, and that's when I was like, he just dislocated the clavicle.
Dude, I thought he broke his thumb. He was going so hard, and then it was like, oh shit, it's his bone. Like it's an actual.
He literally stabbed him, put his finger in his neck, and
the wound
broke a bone, and then snapped it, and you see all this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like some audience members are like, "Oh man!" Like,
oh yeah, you got some reaction. From our audience.
And you know what? Personally, I love that shit. I love that because. Don't cut away. Show me the fucking vengeance here.
Well, because I mean, and this is something Stallone talks about. It's like this is a truth. This is an actual thing that he has to deal with. this visceral effect of like a bone being popped out of this man's body, and he's causing pain to the guy, right? And all in hopes to get to the girl.
Yeah.
So it's.
Think about this.
It stays with him as much as it stays with you.
Think about this. If someone were to take your daughter, right, and you saw the guy that knows the location, what would you do to that guy to get the information that you need before your daughter is either killed or it's just too late, you'll never find her? Think about what you would do.
What you would think you would do.
And Rambo fucking does it. That's what you see.
That's exactly it. He does it.
Yeah, you think it, he does it. And that's why I was like...
And I love that there's no hesitation. He just goes in like... He almost seems like he never has a plan when he does these things, but he's so methodical.
I mean, he's a Green Beret.
Right.
You know, he's a well-trained fucking killing machine.
Yeah. He's experienced.
And you see... The thing about Stallone in this movie is you see the kind of... He has the eyes that are like... I've seen fucking things.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't know what I've seen.
You don't know shit.
You don't know what I've been through. I'm just gonna kill you.
Right.
And he portrays that so well. This is the best Rambo movie I've ever seen.
He still has it.
I'm almost tempted to say better than First Blood. It's on par with First Blood.
Not for me.
No? Okay, well.
Not for me. But I have my reasons. But
it's tough.
But the thing is, like, part of like the whole like old man Stallone. As I'm watching him in the beginning of the movie, it almost felt like, is this movie gonna be good? Because he was not John Rambo. He was like, he was talking, he was friendly, he was riding horses with his niece. You know, he was living an easy life. until he gets to this part. And it's like, oh shit, I wouldn't want to be that guy.
He just woke up.
Yeah.
And he's encountering PTSD.
Oh,
he takes medication for this stuff. So, I mean, we knew he had PTSD from First Blood.
First Blood, yeah.
You know, he had that emotional breakdown at the end of the movie. Oh, I can't even get a job.
Dude, that fucking scene stayed with me, man.
Great scene.
God, it's like at first when he starts breaking down, I thought for a second this is funny, like he's crying, but then I realized like, no, dude, this is what stayed with him, like these deaths of his comrades, his in his platoon, you know, his brothers in arms and his friends, dude.
Family.
And he's telling he's Colonel Trotman, dude. He's like, dude, what do I do, sir? Like, how do I stop this? And it's like he realized, like, you can't. Like, this is what they did to these men, and it's I mean that's part of a larger conversation, really, you know. But
going back to the deaths here, when he killed the skinny brother, that Flaco.
Oh yeah.
I don't know his actual name. They just refer to him as Flaco,
yeah.
Right? So the skinny guy. So he goes in, kills everyone in lead up to the master bedroom of Flaco, right? And you don't even see the fucking... This is what I like about it. You don't see the fucking death. He's taking a shower, and you see him kind of like...
You see his death stare.
Like he's... You know what he's going to fucking do.
Yeah.
He clenches up and he's just walking towards the fucking... And then it cuts away. And then the next scene that it cuts away to is the brother and his guards arriving, and they're like, what happened? You know, so they're going through the house and they're seeing all the dead bodies, and it's like he goes to the master bedroom. I did not expect this. He has, by the way, this thing takes place after the death of his daughter or his niece, right? So he's getting revenge, clearly. So he goes up to the fucking room and he decapitates this motherfucker. Yeah. You don't see him decapitate him, right? You just see the body decapitated with the fucking Rambo knife stuck in his chest
with the picture
of his fucking niece. Yeah. And that to me was like, fuck,
dude. And then I was like, what did he do with the head?
What did he do with the head? This is what I loved about it. Yeah. Okay, he's fucking in his truck. It cuts away to after the other brother sees like his decapitated one. Yeah. It cuts away to Rambo driving on the highway or like a long two-way stretch dirt road, right? And he's driving his truck. The angle's from the back, so it's seeing the back of the truck and seeing where he's driving. He sticks his hand out and he has the fucking head.
Yeah, man.
And he just tosses it out of the fuck on the road, and I'm just like, whoa! As soon as I saw that, I think I turned to you at that point. I said, this movie's a 10 out of 10 at this point. This is like a fucking 10 out of 10.
I've never seen some guy just be like... I mean, you've seen like decapitations in movies, like they walk around with the head and the hand and stuff, but I think that was a cool payoff to that. Like,
yes.
That death. Like, just the head and it bounces and...
And then, as this whole thing is going on, Rambo knows what the fuck's going to happen. He knows the other brothers are going to come here, do start some shit. So he's already prepping. He has the Predator moment, cutting the fucking wood,
right.
Fucking
he's
setting the booby traps.
Shit, yeah.
The only thing that was missing was the fucking scream with the torch. Okay, other than if he would have done that, it would have been Predator all over again. I have no idea why this fucking movie has a 30% critic rating. Have no fucking clue. I mean, I do know, but it's like you know what I mean.
I wanted to get in a little bit into this. Some of the bad things in this movie.
Okay, I have none.
Okay,
it's a 10 out of 10.
Okay, so something about the first movie, you can tell it was done on a budget sometimes, but it looks great for the budget, right? There's a chopper. There's the fucking, when he blows up the gas station, him shooting out the lights with the transformers, and then finally going in towards the sheriff's station and just shooting the hell out of the station, right? This one had a couple of driving scenes where it was like some pretty bad green screen.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yes. He's right.
And I mean, it's whatever, but it's almost like...
Almost every driving scene.
Was the budget that bad that like he couldn't just get like a camera mounted and just, do a little bit of that, which is done in TV shows and looks fine? And also the scene where he finds out that the daughter has been taken captive is so almost like it's so point here, next scene. Like,
I see.
Right? Like, he's like, what happened? You know, she runs out and she's like, oh, John, they took her. Who? Who took her? The men. How do you know? Because they called me. What? Where is she? Here. Like, that scene was cringy.
I see.
And it kind of like, it kind of pulled me out of the movie for a second. Like, oh shit, this could have been done a little bit better.
Okay, I see. You're gonna try to pull me out of the movie. Okay.
No. Just that section, you know, where it's setting up like why John's doing this.
This video is sponsored by McDonald's.
He's loving it, but you know, it's just like the setup is kind of like they could. I feel like I still haven't finished.
It felt Rambo. It felt like checkpointy.
Yeah, it's just kind of like
this checkpoint.
Like they got lazy with that section of the movie. Like they just kind of accepted everything that was being done, and it could have done a little bit better. Whatever. I don't make movies, but it's just kind of like it just seemed very like they stole her. Some bad guys. They just called me. Here's the address.
I mean,
end the scene.
Okay,
that's what it felt like. That's all.
If I'm gonna have to put my fucking critic hat on, I mean, I'm reviewing this as like a everyday citizen.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So okay, if I'm putting on my fucking critic hat on, he's 100% right. The majority of the driving scenes where they were kind of bad green screen.
They would look away for long periods of time. Like realistically, you're not going to look away this long. You know, open the glove box on an open road in a mountain.
Hey, I saw it in Paul Walker in Too Fast, Too Furious. I mean, hey, for like fucking 30 minutes he was looking. So, hey, if I look at that movie and I'm like, that's believable, then you know what? This movie only turns for 3 seconds. Hey, I believe it.
It's nitpicking, okay? But that whole section of the movie, like, from the intro to the, like, how we're getting to the kills,
it was a little rushed.
Just rushed.
A little rushed.
Whatever.
But you know what? It's an hour and a half long movie.
And the whole montage of, like, he got fucked up, the daughter's getting fucked up, and the caretakers waiting to hear about them was kind of weird. It just kept cutting. It was like, it was showing you the progression of the days, I guess, from when he got beat up to like when he gets better.
You know what it is? Is this movie's an hour and a half long. If this was a 2-hour long movie, okay,
no, it doesn't need to be though.
It might have addressed some of Leo's things here, except for the green screen shit.
He needed like that those two scenes could have been done like the whole, oh my gosh, like she got abducted was weird because it was like, how the fuck does she know? Did they call? Who called her?
Oh, so what happened was the niece or the daughter said, "Hey, I'm going over to so and so's house," and so she never came home that night. So it's like she called her like, "Hey, she's not here. Where's she at?" And that's when she started getting the information.
But how did she get the information that those guys took her? And
because remember at the dinner table when the caretaker started talking to her, that's when the information of the niece is talking to the old friend, the old bad girl friend. Right?
I mean, John can find anyone, so that's a stupid question.
Yeah.
How do you find her?
So we know that she was talking to an old friend that's not a good friend, and we know she didn't go to the fucking house that she wanted to go to.
But it was
just it was like 2 and 2.
So look,
okay, bam.
It just felt like some of the plot points they just sort of like tiptoed over just to get to the fucking killing, which is fine because the killing was amazing. But those moments of the movie were kind of like a little like, you know, it took me out of the movie for a couple seconds.
Not me. I was all in. From beginning to end.
Like John Rambo's knife.
The thing is... so speaking of John Rambo's fucking knife, the end fucking kill. Dude, now this is... If there was a scene that took me out, it could have been this one, but it salvaged it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So he finally gets to the bad guy. He kills the main bad guy's crew of like 20. First of all, I thought it was pretty funny because I looked at one of the bad guys as they were approaching the ranch, right? You know, with their fucking AK-47s and their AR-15s. And I just thought, is that a gold fucking AK-47?
Oh yeah, it's a narco,
like a fucking
AK-47.
Yeah, like a gold plated fucking AK-47,
emblazoned, engraved or whatever.
Engraved.
Yeah,
or gold plated. It's just, I thought it was it looked cool, but I'm like,
it was kind of cheesy.
Not in this movie,
right?
Not in this movie. So,
but I guess they were just establishing like these are the kind of guys he's dealing with.
Sure. So
because they look, these guys had like nice haircuts and shit. So it's like these are weekend warriors. You know, they're not actual soldiers. Or,
yeah.
They're not killers.
Yeah.
They're fucking amateurs.
They're banda machos. Yeah, exactly. So
pretty much.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like he gets to the main dude, right? After he kills all the whole, he fucking he hits him with fucking bows.
4 arrows.
And there's like four arrows, two on his chest, two on. He pins him against a wall, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, that's good enough. I think he's just gonna stab him, kill him, cut his fucking throat or something. And get the end of the movie.
He's bleeding out as he does all of this. He got gunned. He got shot up in his stomach and shot through his shoulder.
Yeah. So he's injured, but those bullets go right through. Fuck it.
Sure.
And it's John Rambo. So he goes up to the fucking dude after he's pinned to the wall, takes out his fucking knife, and the thing that took me out of this scene just briefly wasn't the kill itself. It was the dialogue that he told the dude. He's like, I'm gonna make you feel what I felt. And pretty much like, if he's trying to say that he ripped his heart out.
And he's telling the guy, you ripped my heart out. Now I'm gonna rip yours out.
And I'm gonna rip yours out. So he fucking, with two hands, he fucking, and he fucking stabs him in the chest. And keep in mind, the camera has not cut away.
No.
You're seeing all of this, right? He's fucking not only stabbing him, he keeps it in and he's carving him like a fucking pumpkin, bro. Like it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? And then, as if that's not bad enough, the bad guy's like, fucking screaming the whole time.
Top of his lungs.
I kept thinking, would he be able to scream?
No, he'd probably pass out before that.
I mean, he might have punctured a lung or something. I don't know if he'd be able to scream. Whatever, he was fucking screaming, right? As if that wasn't, like, gruesome enough, he fucking did the Mortal Kombat Kano fatality on him. Okay? He punched through his fucking chest. He grabs his fucking heart. He pulls it out. The dude's still alive.
Oh, dude, he literally punches him.
Now, that was... for a split second, I'm like... My brain was having a fight with itself. Right. My brain, like, half of it was saying, yes! Fuck yeah! And the other half is like, would he be alive, though?
The logistics of it.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, that was going on at that time.
Look, suspend your belief, right? Like, just...
On the last scene. Everything else, actually, I think is believable. Fucking the decapitations, fucking the knife stabbing wounds, all that shit is real.
When you hear some of the stories of what these cartels do to people when they kill them, just like to prove a point,
just for fun,
literally just for fun. This movie doesn't do anything near some of that realism, and it's still pretty amazing.
Yeah, you don't think these cartels they decapitate people on the regular, bro? That's like
they do
normal.
the neckties and shit where they pull your tongue out. Fucking, they'll cut your hands off, cut your head off.
Yeah,
Rambo
does. On par shit.
Yeah.
On par shit.
On film.
Yeah. And it does not cut away. So, rating time. For me, I don't care. I don't care about the fucking green screen.
Sure. Okay.
I don't care about the fucking... He did this checkpoint to this checkpoint to this checkpoint really fucking fast.
Okay.
10 out of 10. This is a must-see.
I agree it's a must-see, but it's not a 10 for me.
It's an 11?
To me, First Blood is a 10. Because, and this is what this movie doesn't have, okay? First Blood is literally a nomad trying to find home. And society doesn't allow him to find home because they're not ready to accept soldiers from this war, right?
They were looked down upon.
See, I personally...
Baby killers.
I do know that much, right? The whole propaganda about Vietnam, how the U.S. technically it was considered a failure. all those things. But what I don't know is, a lot of how the public perception was for them coming home.
A lot of people hated U.S. soldiers.
And see, I don't understand that because it's like logic says to me they didn't have a choice. Right? They're literally the tip of a spear that you point and you say, kill that. And they're trained to just do that. And that's something that, for me, the first movie establishes. So I feel like, for me, the first movie establishes why Rambo is who he is and how he is. And this movie just sort of like cuts him loose. So I'm not really saying why it's not a 10 for me, but basically it doesn't do what the first one does, but it kills like he's never killed before. So for me, it's an 8.
An 8, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you like this comment, if you have any gripes about my likes or dislikes, we typically like this movie. It's an 8 and 10.
I really enjoyed it. I feel like it's one of those movies where you're anticipating stuff and it doesn't let you down.
Let me tell you something. Anything above an 8, I've said it, I think, in a couple reviews. That's a Blu-ray buy.
Sure. I'm going to buy this movie when it comes out. So I want to buy the collection when it comes out.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's going to be so great.
That box is going to be beautiful.
Anyways, if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. See you next time. Bye.